Hi, good morning, everyone. So one of the things that Newforma believes that the industry needs to be focusing on is collaboration. And I can tell you, I've been in the industry for 22 years, and for 18 years, collaboration was a dirty word. I was actually told by a very large contractor that we don't collaborate with subcontractors, we tell them what to do. So there's no need to collaborate, and that has drastically changed. The other encouraging part from the other sessions is that everybody is now talking about interoperability. When we started Newforma 10 years ago, we talked about interoperability. We were laughed out of room after room after room, and it's good to see that folks are jumping on the interoperability bandwagon. As we've been out doing research and talking with customers and prospects around the world, these are some things that we've heard. Not sure if you all can read these, but two things that really irk me, the upper left-hand corner, is that project managers spend more time managing the information on their projects than they actually do managing their projects. I don't think most people got into this industry to fill out RFIs and review submittals and look at emails and transfer BIM models around. I don't think the architects got into it for that purpose. The contractors definitely didn't, the superintendents, the foremen, and yet systems have been put into place that are just skyrocketing the amount of information that is being requested for people to capture. So we're looking for ways to reduce that. And also making sure that when people are in the field, they have access to the latest information. It was great to see some of the earlier sessions on how BIM's impacting the design world, but when we're out in the field actually installing this, how can we ensure that people in the field always have the most up-to-date information? Because what we really believe the 21st century is about efficiency. How can people get more done in less time? I looked at that project. How many people were here in the opening session? That project was on, if you didn't see it, hopefully you'll have an opportunity to watch the recording. That project was unbelievable. And I can't even conceive of how that could have been built. Forget the technology, just from a people perspective 15, 20 years ago. I don't think there were enough people in South America to build that thing 20 years ago. So it's about, so these project complexity is skyrocketing. How many people here are working on less complex projects today than they were 10 years ago? How many people have more time to build their projects in than they did 10 years ago? How many people have less costs from a labor perspective than they did 10 years ago? How many people can produce a less quality product than they did 10 years ago? How many people can have a less safe work environment than they did 10 years ago? So your complexity's gone up, your costs have had to maintain steady or go down, your labor costs are going up, your safety has to be better, and your quality has to be better. How do you do that? And the only way to answer that is you do that through efficiency. So one of the things that we've seen is information is being siloed, and I've been hearing silo for 20 years, and it's still true today. In fact, I'd argue it's gotten worse because the amount of digital information that you have access to has exploded. The good thing about paper is it costs money to produce paper. So the cost limited how much paper people were going to produce. But to produce 10,000 PDFs out of a Revit model takes about 6 seconds. Click one button and boom, there you go. I don't think that's a good thing. So one of the things that we believe, and I've heard this repeatedly, is that when it comes to collaboration, we believe strongly that collaboration means cloud. It's almost impossible, at least we can't figure out how to do it, to collaborate outside of a cloud technology. There's still, and you heard this concept of hybrid clouds, so some information stays inside your company because there's certain things you don't want to share. Some information should be outside the company. RFIs, submittals, punch list, a lot of those processes, they are collaborative in nature and therefore should be in a cloud technology stack. And one of the things you should measure software providers on is from a user community demographics. And I don't mean that by what type of people they are, but what roles they fill. And so for a solution to be truly collaborative in our industry, the majority of the users should be on the design consultant side and the subcontractor side, because let's face it, there's more of them than contractors and architects on a typical project. So it's just something to consider, because if you don't have the subs and you don't have the design consultants involved, you don't have a collaborative platform. And so in my remaining time here, I just want to take you through quickly the way we look at the world from the main constituents, the contractor and its team, the design lead and its team, and the owner. Those three need to be equally supported by whatever technology you provide. And so as you watch submittals go through, in this example, you can see how you can cut out time and drive efficiency and make sure that people are updated. For example, you're in a session for an entire day. Consultants can be reviewing submittals while you're here learning great things from us. And then, of course, it goes back through the workflow. So that's it. Thank you.